Is the touring the most important part of your work with the cross?
I don't know if it's the most important. For us, it's maybe the most fun. Yeah.
Most fun.
Yeah, I think so. Yes, I mean it's a very important thing that I think any real group has to be good in live performance, and so we attach a lot of importance to that.
I remember when your first album came out, it was all like Roger Taylor's solo project. Did you ever intended it to last that long?
No, it was never meant to be a solo project, you see. It was always meant to be a group.
Yeah.
And this has been a big problem. I've never been able to convince people that there's this group, it's a group, where everybody writes, everybody shares the money equally, there's nothing. And it really is not, the Roger Taylor solo experience, it's the cross, and I'm just a singer, so.
When did you want to become a singer?
Well, I've always been a singer.
Really?
With Queen, I've sung all of the harmonies, with Freddie and Brian for many years. Before that, I was a singer anyway, and a drummer at the same time. And when we appeared live, I would sing in every song, harmonies at least, and sometimes double lead. And in some songs, like I'm in love with my car, I would sing the lead anyway. So I'm used to singing, So that was not new. The thing that was new was to be at the front and actually not playing an instrument too much.
Why don't you never play drums in the studio on the cross records?
Because we have a drummer. I'm the singer. And I am the singer. I'm not the drummer. See, this is what people won't understand. I'm the singer. I'm not the drummer.
How did you find the other members of the band? Were they friends?
Spike was a friend who had played the keyboards with Queen on their tours. Because when Freddie has to sing, and get up and move and things, somebody else has to play the keyboards. So I knew Spike for like 3 years. And we decided to start this thing up, so we wanted to find 3 younger guys, just so it wasn't like, older people. We wanted influence from what was happening and everything. And we found the guys and we made the band and we started it, It's been very hard, very tough.
Is that mainly because people still think it's
Yeah,
Roger Taylor?
Absolutely. And you just can't get away from it. It's very difficult. It's frustrating, really. People like to put you in a drawer, in a box. And this is a different thing. It's completely separate from the other.
This album was recorded at World Studios, wasn't it? It's a studio where there's a lot of world music being done. Did it have any influence on you, or did you just pick it?
When you say world music, you mean music from a lot of other countries?
African music.
Yeah, well, WOMAD is based.
It's based there.
Yeah, pretty good. No, we picked it because we like the look of it, really. Our music is like classic hard rock. And I like the idea of the world music thing. But no, that had nothing to do with it. It was a good studio in a good location and a nice place, and so we liked it very much indeed. And Peter, I've known Peter for years, very many years.
Thank you very much.
How pleased are you with the new album so far?
I don't know. If you want me to be honest, I think it's quite good. We have a producer this time. I think the album is a good album. Have you heard it? Do you like it?
I like it.
Good.
Yeah. Second song is a single, isn't it?
I think it's the second one.
The second one, that was my favourite.
Really?
Yeah. Before I knew it's a single. So.
Oh, good. Well, good. Yes, it's difficult. I have to wait 6 months before I know, and how much I like something. But we worked hard, and I hope people like it. I can't say a lot more than that. It's you work. I hope the music is real. It's not pretending to be anything, and it's sort of quite grown-up rock music.
Was it difficult to work with a producer that was so young?
No, ever so young. He's not that young.
He's like 31.
Well, 30 young. 31 is not that young. He's very experienced. He's worked on the Joshua Tree, U2, and the Silencers, and Jeff Beck, and, which is all the stuff we like. And so he's great. He's older than 3 members of the band, so not older than me, but all Spike, but he's older than the other 3. But he was very good. It's fantastic. I really enjoyed him telling me what to do. I enjoyed that for a change.
Really?
Yeah. Nice to have received direction and give it. Yeah.
Did you produce the others yourself?
Really, yes. And the rest of the band also. So you need somebody from the outside to give you that, that outside direction, I think.
Tell you.
Yeah, because you're involved, you're too closely involved, and you don't want to. You just can't give an objective view,
When you're writing for the Cross, you write doing jamming, or does everybody
No,
write it?
I write it by myself. I can't write it any other way. Sometimes if I write with the guys, it's usually to the lyrics, or to change what they already have, or to write a lyric from the beginning. Like Bad Attitude, that's one. But I mean, the songs I write by myself, I write completely by myself, and then we bring them in and we work them out.
Did you have a lot of songs to choose from when you did the album?
Yes, we had about 25, and we sat down with the producer, excuse me, one day, and we said, which ones do you like? And and he said, I like this one, I like this one. And we let him choose.
So when you're going on tour now, is it very different for you to play in smaller venues?
Well, the Cross, we've been on tour, like several times before, so no, I'm used to that now, and I remember it from years ago anyway, from my...
In the very beginning.
When I was a teenager, I used to play in very small places, and also at the beginning of Queen, we played in small places, So no, it's not, although I haven't played in small places, I didn't play for many years in small places. Actually, even Queen went back at one point in London. We did a tour of very small clubs, just to make it, mind us, to go back and to make it interesting. I like playing in small places, it's good. And we're going to play with a band called Magnum, who I know very well.
Yes.
Do you know the band? I think they write very good songs. They have a strange image, like us, it's difficult to define. But they write very, in the genre, in that style, they write very good songs. I produced an album for them 6 years ago called Vigilante. And I thought they were very good. They have a great songwriter, Tony Clark. I think it'll be a very good mixture, a good show altogether, all right.
Do you think the Cross and Magnum have kind of a similar audience?
I think they would, yes, I do. I think it's the same audience, yeah. They're the people who like hard rock, but they're not stupid hard rock, They like people to be good musicians, but also to have intelligent songs, some intelligence, I hope, is what I think. And they're real, they don't dress completely, like hairsprays. Just been to America, so it's strange. It looks like 1973 there, And, I grew up in that with Queen, and we used to wear all this
Long hair.
And it's very strange to see all that happening again,
It's in the heavy metal scene.
Yeah. But when we were the start of heavy metal in Led Zeppelin, but it was like glam heavy metal, whatever. And it's all coming back round again.
How do you like the development of the music scene these days?
Not good at the moment. There's not enough good things. I think in America you can hear more quality music than in Europe at the moment, actually, because it's too dance oriented. For my taste, everything is dance. And the music is, there are no new ideas. They're ripping off all the old ideas. They're recycling all the old good songs and great songs. And I hear very little good music. I like EMF. I like that song, a big
Unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, that had a great riff. I mean, you can hear that. I think they might be able to write really good songs, more good songs as well. But a lot of it is just electronic crap. It's gone 1 week. Shelf life, 1 week.
Yeah. So you're original rock and roller.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. But the thing is, you see, it lasts. It's timeless. It lasts. I mean, the hits from the 60s now. I mean, some of the best soul, the Tamla and the soul stack stuff is being hit.
Yeah, we're swapping over. You're going over there to take over.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, I have to leave you. Goodbye. I didn't realise that was happening.
So,
Right.
who's there?
Goodbye.
Bye.
Okay, thank you.
Once we more answers.
So, is this radio or
No, it's
Jen?
magazine.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. Have you been in this band from the very beginning?
Yeah, everybody's been in the band from the very beginning. Well, nearly. Do you know the first album called Shove It? Yeah, okay. Well, I don't know whether you know, but originally that was started out as a solo album for Roger. He'd written all the songs and we were recording it.
He says it wasn't so.
Okay, but I mean, the project started out as his songs with him doing nearly everything and I was helping out a little bit. And then it became, he wanted to make it into a band, and so that's when we found the other guys very soon, within a couple of months. So, yeah, we've all been there since 1987, 4 years.
That's great. You're looking forward to go on this tour? So,
Well,
the dates here.
The whole thing about the Cross has always been about playing live, and that's always been one of our major strengths. So, as far as we're concerned, touring is in fact where it's at. It's the best part. I mean, you have to make the records, you have to go to the studio. That's a release, but it's also a lot of pressure. Touring is no pressure at all. Touring is where you can just relax and, you're off. You're in a world of your own for those 3 or 4 weeks, and you have a ball, and it's where you get your reward for all the other work you've done.
Are you trying to recreate the songs that you recorded, or are you going to expand them on stage?
They will be fairly faithful, but no, I mean, this band can play, so we will expand. But normally you find that songs, as you play them live, take on their own kind of character, and there are some songs that will naturally grow, and there are some songs that won't, because they don't work that way. Like there's a song called Baby It's Alright on the album, which is kind of slow ballad thing. I can't see that we would ever do anything to that other than play it as it is, but something like Bad Attitude or Millionaire would open up into other things.
How important are the lyrics, like with Millionaire, and these kind of songs?
The lyrics have become very important. They weren't so much perhaps on previous albums, but then we were only just starting to write together, and we didn't have a great deal of depth to the lyrics. But without preaching, some of the serious songs on the album do have a serious message if anybody wants to find it. But then you have songs like Millionaire, which are in fact a joke, and we're poking fun at the excesses of the Californian rock and roll lifestyle that you see on MTV, and the sort of people that make you laugh, really, because of the excess that they live.
But as a musician, what do you think of stuff like MTV?
It's kind of a necessary evil, isn't it? I mean, it's good to have an outlet that will play music, but it forces it actually changes people's taste all the time, and I don't like that at all. So you tend to have these metal bands that kind of all look and sound the same. That's not one nice little compartment. Then you have the dance bands and rap bands that they all look the same, and they're in their compartment. Exactly. So sometimes it encourages uniformity and mediocrity when it should be encouraging people to be more creative, I think. That's the problem with it. But hey, we have to have some outlet for music on television, so we have to work with what we're given, I suppose.
But also in England, there's a lot more music on television anyway.
Yeah, but it's very safe. I mean, music that you see on television is very much based on the charts, and the charts are very fashionable things, so you tend to get much more disposable things that you get artists or bands coming along, have one record, you never hear of them again. So it's a continual stream of artists turning over, which is difficult for us to penetrate because British TV doesn't want to know about rock bands. You know? So it's a battle.
Have all the Cross albums been rock and roll like this one?
Well, yeah, the last album, which was called Mad and Bad, was quite hard and sounded a lot rougher. It was more like we produced it ourselves, and it had a really kind of rough edge to it, which I liked. But we were told the world over that radio stations don't want to play bands that sound rough. The album before that, which was Shove It, was not so much a rock album, more a collection of songs, all Rogers songs, that covered different things. The Cross has taken on its own identity, and with this album I think we're actually beginning to achieve some of the potential that we have. For a lot of bands, the third album is the point at which they either carry on or give up. And I think that we're just getting going. You know, we're just opening a rich...
Carry on.
Yeah, oh God. Hey, after 4 years, I've been devoting a lot of time and energy to this, so we have to make it work.
You're all writing in the band, aren't you?
Yes.
Is it difficult to get a song on the album with so many writers in it?
Well, I'm glad to say that the answer to that is yes. It is difficult because what that means is that we've got all these guys writing songs together and individually and putting them up. So only the best get through. It means that we don't have to... You buy some albums and you get home and you've got 2 or 3 great tracks, then you've got 5 tracks of not so great shit, and you think, well, what's this song doing on there? Didn't they have anything better? And often that's the answer. No, they don't have anything better. We had 30 songs to choose from for this album, and we had to put aside 20 of them. And so I think by that process you get a very strong record. I mean, personally, there isn't a song on there that I want to skip over when I play the album, and I hope other people feel the same. I think we've got 10 individual, quite strong songs.
Do you listen to your own album?
Now and then. Every now and then. I've heard this one too much now to be critical about it. Anyway, every time I hear it, I think, God, did we really do that? But once every few weeks, somebody, as I say, can I hear some of the new stuff? I think, I can't bear to hear it again. And I put it on, I think, oh, well, actually, I can bear to hear it again. It's quite good. And even the old stuff I play and look back, I think, wow, this band has got some good players in. There's some talent there, and the other guys were Peter Noon, the bass player, Clayton Moss on guitar, and Josh McRae, the drummer. They're young guys and they're learning and they're getting better all the time. You know? So and that's exciting to work in with that, because you can see I've really noticed the change in their attitude over the past 3 years, and the professionalism and their abilities. It's all becoming much stronger.
Is it all a full-time job for all of you, The Cross, or do you work on other projects as well?
Well, I have been doing other things, but I was out working with Bob Geldof for a while because I'm a friend of his. His piano player was taken ill, and so he kidnapped me for a period. But that's only now and then that I'll go away and do something, because I like to keep busy. I like to play. But when The Cross is getting ready to do something, then we're all here. You know? So it's a 100% commitment.
Have you played in America as a Cross?
No, and sadly the Americans have missed out on this wonderful feast of music that The Cross has to offer. But we're planning to put that right in the new year. We're under negotiation now to go to America in the new year, and I think that's really where The Cross is going to either survive or fall, because I think our music should be acceptable to an American audience. I think there's something for everyone in there. We've got some good lyrics, we've got some good tunes, and the band can play, and it can really kick.
Yeah. What do you think of the music scene in general
Crap.
at the moment?
Big crap. To me, it's brought home by the fact that there's this record out by Bryan Adams called Everything I Do. It's been a massive hit, and it's almost the longest ever. And the thing is about... Yeah, of course, why not? And the thing is about that song is that it's a pretty good rock ballad in a conventional sense. Now, and I can see, okay, it's from a film, and you can imagine that it would get to number 1, but not for 10 weeks.
No, it's been totally overplayed.
But the reason, and my opinion for the reason of that, is that the records in competition are so mediocre that there's nothing coming up to take it away. So you look around and say, okay, well, what's going to knock this record off the charts? You know, nothing, because there is nothing there. And the fashion music, the dance music or whatever, that's played on the radio, has a very short life, and there's nothing that seems to be real or deep there. And I think that's why you'll find bands like Dire Straits will come out with an album after 6 years and everybody's going mad before they even hear it, and the tour's sold out, because it reflects a desire from people to hear real music, I think, and real musicians. There's always going to be dance music, that's always going to happen, but real bands and real music come in and out of fashion, but they never go away. And the people that like that kind of music don't go away either. And they don't buy the stuff that's in the charts.
It's true. What kind of music did you grow up with?
Well, I'm a child of the 60s, so I was very heavily influenced by that period. And as I look at it, it seems to me that was probably the most productive period in pop music. So the 60s and 70s was where I formed my musical opinion. But I still find things that I like now. Not a lot, I must admit. So instead of looking around for inspiration, we do it ourselves. You know, we are our own inspiration.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Good enough?
Yeah. Oh yes.
All right, fine.
Okay.
A mensagem dos componentes do grupo Queen antes de começar o show. Fred Mercury, vocal e piano. Hi, Fred. Fred, vamos ver como é que ele se sente cantando e tocando para uma assistência de 200 mil espectadores. Fred, how do you feel playing and singing before 200,000 people?
Haven't done it yet.
Bem, ele disse que ainda não fez.
It feels really good. I think we're really looking forward to it tonight.
How to Brian May. Brian May é o homem da guitarra. Or a good guitar player. Hi, Brian. How are you feeling?
Very good.
How do you like in Rio and São Paulo?
We had a rest in Rio, and I think we're going to do a lot of work here, which is what we wanted to do.
Brian May, quando esteve no Rio de Janeiro, foi o maior visitante das feiras hippies no Rio de Janeiro. How do you like that? The hippie fair.
It was very nice, yeah. They all told me I couldn't go, it was too dangerous, but it seems like everyone was very friendly and there was no problem.
Disseram a ele que era muito perigoso, mas ele sentiu que não havia nada de perigo, que todos eram amigos e que todos o recebiam bem.
Everybody's protecting us in cotton wool here, you know.
Okay, Brian, how could you establish a parallel between that audience of the Hyde Park, 150,000 people, and this one tonight, about 200,000 people? Ele vai estabelecer paralelo entre esta assistência de hoje, de 200 mil espectadores, e a última que ele teve no Hyde Park, com 150 mil. How do you feel about that?
It's a very different situation because in Hyde Park we were known to everybody and that was like our way of saying thank you. This is a complete new meeting. Nobody out there really knows what we're like and we don't really know what they're like. So there's a real feeling of expectancy about the whole thing, you know.
I'm quite sure you're not right, and I'll explain you why. Estou dizendo que ele não está certo na sua resposta. Ele diz que há uma grande diferença, porque lá em Londres eles são muito conhecidos, e aqui no Brasil não. Eu acho que eles são bem conhecidos aqui no Brasil também. You're well known here in Brazil also.
Yes, we're well known in some sense, but still people don't know exactly what it's going to be like when in this stadium, you know.
Ok, isso é apenas uma brincadeira. Ele está dizendo que isso foi dentro de uma certa filosofia, um certo approach, que na verdade eles são conhecidos aqui no Brasil, eles sabem disso, mas a filosofia das canções deles são bem compreendidas, é claro, pelo povo inglês. What about you? That's our John Deacon. John Deacon é o nosso baixista. How are you? How is everything?
Everything is okay.
Eles estiveram ensaiando agora no palco e já sentiram a força do nosso público, da nossa plateia. You have been rehearsing a couple of hours ago, and we had a small audience. Was it good enough for you to feel the spirit of our audience?
I think so, yeah. We always have a sound check every time we play in the afternoon to check that the sound is okay and the sound out front will be good for the show tonight.
Ele explica que é costume deles, é hábito, é claro, natural, fazerem sempre check-up de som, já fizeram o check-up de som e acha que está tudo certo para o show logo mais. Ele gostaria de dar uma satisfação, especialmente ao público do Rio de Janeiro, pelo fato de não irem se apresentar no Rio de Janeiro. Não houve permissão. John Deacon, how do you feel about not playing in Rio?
Basically, we are very, very, very disappointed about it.
Basicamente, como grupo que trabalha pela música popular, eles estão desapontados.
We just heard today that they will not allow us to play at Maracanã.
Ele teve conhecimento hoje pela manhã de que não houve permissão para que eles tocassem no Rio de Janeiro, no Maracanã.
Which is a very great shame, because we have come thousands of miles to South America, to Brazil and Argentina.
O que para ele representa uma grande vergonha, porque viajaram milhares de milhas para a América do Sul, para o Brasil, para São Paulo, e com o objetivo de cantar também, se apresentar no Rio de Janeiro.
We have all our equipment here in Brazil. It is all ready to go. We are here. We are willing to play.
Eles trouxeram todo o equipamento, está tudo aqui no Brasil e eles querem realmente tocar. Eles estão prontos para tocar e desejando tocar no Rio de Janeiro.
Yeah. We have also offered to do the show in Rio for charities as well.
Além de tudo, eles se ofereceram para fazer um espetáculo de graça em termos de caridade para o ano do deficiente físico.
And we also know that a lot of people would love to come to the show in Rio and see us live. And they will be very, very...
E ele sabe perfeitamente que muita gente no Rio de Janeiro gostaria de ver o show deles ao vivo.
It is a great shame, and we would like to apologize that in Rio they're only going to see us on television.
É uma grande vergonha e ele pede desculpas ao público do Rio em nome de todo o conjunto, porque o Rio de Janeiro só poderá ter a oportunidade de vê-los através da televisão. Ok, John Deacon, thank you very much. Roger Taylor. Roger Taylor é o homem da bateria. How do you feel, Roger?
Not too bad. Looking forward to playing tonight. Hope the sound will be good everywhere. It's okay. Okay, you know, we've been doing this for quite a while now.
Bem, ele acha que pelo check-up de som que eles fizeram, o som está maravilhoso e isso é a maior certeza de que nós teremos um grande espetáculo esta noite. Are you quite sure you're going to have a great big show in terms of sound and light?
I hope so. We have the best people here in the world working with us and the best equipment. So if it's not good tonight, I don't know. You know?
Ok, tenho certeza que tudo vai correr bem, porque a equipe que está trabalhando aqui, segundo o Roger Taylor, é a melhor equipe do mundo. E agora, eles vão... I'd like you to have some sort of greetings to the audience as long as the show is going to start right now.
What, right now? We'd like you all to have a really good time. It's like a Queen carnival, so enjoy yourself.
We want to make sure we got the best new deal. And it's like starting all over again.
After being together for how long have you been together now? 10 years?
Over 10 years, 11, 12.
So what's your motivation to come up with something new every year and to keep working even? Why don't you just have a place in Tahiti?
That would be easy, wouldn't it? Well, it's because we're in the music business and it's in my blood. And the only thing I can do is to write music and perform. And that's what I'm going to be doing. And I think all of us are going to be doing till we die.
Mm-hmm. Bruce Springsteen, has been quoted as saying, when people ask him if he would ever be married or settle down, that he's married to rock and roll, that's his wife. It sounds like the commitment you guys have.
No, I'm not married to music. I'm married to love.
Mm-hmm. And do you have time for that in the kind of schedule?
I might not have time for it, but I'm not married to music. I mean, that's my work. It's my job. I get up every day. It's like, it might not be 9 to 5, but it's my job. The way I see music is something that I earn my living.
Are you romantic at all?
I'm a total romantic. I'm married to love. I marry people.
Is there a way you would characterize a Queen fan?
Very difficult. I think a real archetypal Queen fan is a sophisticated one. Somebody who's grown up with us and knows the kind of changes that we go through. But at the same time, I mean, we make a lot of new fans, because I mean, we come up with very different music. And for some people, they probably think that this is the first time that they've heard the band, and I love that. I want to be fresh every moment.
What do you see for yourself, Freddie, in 25, 30 years from now? Ever getting out of the business, working with new acts,
Tahiti? 25 years from now, a lot of sex.
Of course, the guys in Queen proudly boast that on their first 5 or 6 albums, there were no synthesizers. They had multi-layered guitar effects by Brian May. Some great records.
Brian May, Roger Taylor of Queen. Nice to see you, boys.
Thank you. Thanks.
So, I guess you're not going to do a number right now or anything. This looks like,
well, we could have
great for you. Just having to have all the instruments under the table.
Yeah.
Nice to kind of brand new record deal. The record company's real excited. How would you characterize the new direction that you're going in musically?
Oh, lots of money. I'm excited.
It's a good direction.
Sit down.
Yes, good direction.
no, we're trying to go back to really what people expected of our band. What made it successful, I suppose, which is like what they expect from us, which is like overproduction and a lot of heavy stuff.
Yeah, we're just being very rude and over the top and natural selves. Excessive. Yeah, it's going to be much more obnoxious than we've been for a while. We've been a little safe the last couple of years.
A little minimalist, a little funky, you know.
Yeah, well, some obnoxious things to look forward to.
Back to rudeness, yeah.
Well, there is a certain image to be kept up in rock and roll. It's a very important part of the music, and I'm sure you get some pressure from advisors and managers and labels, etc. You find yourselves ever having to live up to a lifestyle that is expected of you?
Not really. I think we take all that with a pinch of salt now. You know, in the beginning we took our image very seriously and we posed and we did the whole bit, but now we feel that the music in a way carries itself, to be honest. And the rest of it, I mean, it's a show. I think anyone who goes on show who goes on stage is putting themselves on show. And you're not totally normal on stage. Nobody who is on stage is normal to begin with, you know. So beyond that, everything is like the theatre, you know. You're out there doing something which you hope people will enjoy and you hope it will excite them. Rock and roll is particularly aimed at the body in a way, as well as the mind. And that's what we hope we do for people. We hope that when they come away from our concerts or when they finish listening to a record, they feel that they've had some kind of emotional experience.
I've accused you, and I know it's a baseless accusation of following trends, but what would you say?
I think we set them rather than follow them, to be honest. Because I think the songwriting comes from the four of us, because we all write individually, and we all write different tunes. That's basically it. And people read so much into it. I mean, basically, you just got to listen to songs. I think, and we write different songs. And so between the four of us, we just come up with... Sometimes we don't like each other's songs, but we still sing them.
Joyce, tal cual lo habíamos planteado, va a ser la traductora de la vamos a hacer juntamente con Alicia. ¿Perdón?
Que perdonen que haya llegado tarde.
Bueno, decirle que lo disculpamos y queremos saber realmente, más allá del calor que tienen que soportar en Argentina, ¿cuál es la primera impresión que les ha dado nuestro país?
What's your first impression about Argentina?
Quite a surprise that the number of people who are interested, and it's hot and it's just rained and we hope it doesn't rain tomorrow. There's a big thing in our minds, you know, because I think our stuff is going to work, but it would be nice if it's good weather. That just makes the occasion, you know.
Esperan que no llueva para mañana y que salga el sol, pero bastante una sorpresa por toda la gente que hay.
¿Cómo les fue en Japón? Porque ellos vienen de Japón, están en la Argentina y posteriormente irán a Brasil.
That is the best tour we've done there. We've done fairly hysterical. Yeah, it was good. Our audience is changing a bit from a kind of teen pop audience into a more rock audience in Japan, because Japan was one of the few places where we had a beat, but now it's more in line with how it is in the States and Europe.
Japón fue el mejor tour de todos, hicieron 4 tours y había bastante gente joven y bastante histórica sobre todo.
Joyce, sabemos que la vida de cada uno de ellos está asegurada en $5 millones. Preguntale si la empresa que los tiene asegurados les permite que viajen todos juntos en el mismo avión, por ejemplo.
You have a life insurance, right? Does the company... You don't have a life insurance. Dice que no tiene un seguro de vida.
Kind of distant from us, you know, it's not something we worry about.
Roger quiere decirnos algo. Brian May toca guitarra y Roger Taylor es el encargado de la percusión, el baterista. What do you want to sing?
Anything that comes to sing.
Yeah.
Tomorrow?
Yeah.
What are we going to sing? All the records, all the hits, and the things that we're best known for, I think.
Le preguntábamos qué va a cantar mañana y él dijo que, sin precisar nombres de canciones, señaló que cantarán todos los hits que han grabado y que son conocidos aquí en nuestro país. Acércate, Joyce, por favor, porque ahora es el turno de Fred Mercury. Fred Mercury es el mayor del grupo, es un poco el líder, sí, dice que estoy muy enojado.
Es el mayor por un año, pero que no es el líder en realidad.
Nosotros leímos en una declaración que todo el conjunto tomaba la vida con mucha ironía, que desde lo absurdo ellos describían la realidad. ¿Por qué?
They say that all the songs that your group says things like absurd, like from reality and not reality.
exactly what we do, yeah. We don't like sticking to just one formula. We do all kinds of crazy things. We do sad songs, we do heavy rock and roll, we do all kinds of crazy stuff.
Desde lo triste hasta rock, toda una mezcla.
Habló muy poquito, acércate un poco, Joyce, y queremos saber por qué, por ejemplo, es tan importante, o son tan importantes los hermanos Marx, a punto tal que ellos hicieron Una noche en la ópera, que fue uno de los grandes éxitos de Queen.
The night of the opera, the song you're doing, why is it so important, the brothers Marx?
I don't know, it was just an idea we had at the time. It seemed to fit with the album we were doing, and we had an operatic thing on it, Bohemian Rhapsody. It just seemed to fit the title.
Una idea del momento que se pegó eso y que encajó justo con lo que ellos estaban haciendo.
Nosotros seguimos desde el estadio de Vélez Arfield con esta conferencia de prensa en donde muchos colegas, fotógrafos y periodistas están tomando sus notas. Alicia, el toque de la mujer.
No tengo miedo.
Él es un poco el Lennon del grupo, porque Brian es el pensador, claro, no lo cree, pero realmente es el apoyo ideológico, es el pensador, el que más compone. Si no me equivoco, viajaste con tu familia.
My family's here, yeah. Do you say that we always play in them? I try to have them as close as possible because I have a small boy of 2.5 and I think the more time you spend together the better. So we try to arrange that we're never apart for more than 10 days.
Dice que tiene un poco de temor porque su mujer está embarazada y tiene chicos chiquitos y entonces prilos a donde vayan. Where do you learn to speak in Spanish?
From a record many years ago because when I was at college I studied astronomy and I went to an observatory in Tenerife, and so I tried to learn a little bit of the language. I didn't learn it in school, so maybe now if I practice I can learn a bit more.
Todos traducimos.
Yes.
Can you listen?
Yes.
I'm very happy to talk to you.
Yes, I'm happy to talk to you. What's the question?
I'm a sort of old-timer, and I want to thank you, because this is a very special day. We just had a talk to a member of the cabinet, and he ended the interview with the word poetry, which is quite unusual for a politician.
That's amazing.
Isn't that beautiful? And then we have you here, like great ambassadors.
That's great. That's what it's all very crazy. We love it.
It's crazy and beautiful. It's just like you. I thought you'd like to hear it.
That's very nice.
Le estoy diciendo que como cosa inusual, acabamos de hacer un reportaje de un ministro del gabinete y terminó el reportaje con la palabra poesía. Y eso es un poco loco y es lindo que les gusta a ellos. And this sort of revolution that you made in Argentina. I have friends and people from Uruguay across the river who are flying and taking ships and coming just to see you and welcome you.
That's amazing. What can we say? The people here are so friendly and they look as if they're going to have a really good time, which is what we want.
I'm sure they are.
We want everyone to be happy and have a great time.
You look like happy people, like well-balanced people.
Yes, we're pretty together.
You have a nice smile. I'm so happy to see you.
We're happy to be here, really.
Well, listen, Argentina has, among other things, a beautiful weather. Today is quite an unusual day.
Yes, everybody does.
Terrible heat. We don't have this very often.
Yes, that's very good.
Can you hold it? I want to translate it. Decía que esto no es usual en Argentina, que corría la calle en tiempo primaveral. But anyway, not only in Argentina, but people are crossing the border from Uruguay, from Paraguay, just to welcome you.
That's very, very nice. We want them all to come. I want them all to come here.
This comes at the same day when a very political interview ended with the word poetry. It all goes together.
Yes.
So welcome to Argentina. We have here a friend.
Thank you. Gracias.